Once you get past the K-hole, you can go into like K-land, which is what I call it, and that's where, like, you know, all of a sudden you're Queen Victoria, you know, traipsing around Buckingham Palace, you know, and you don't really know where you are, you don't really know who you are or what's going on, but it doesn't matter. Everything sort of makes sense, even though nothing makes sense, and it's a gorgeous feeling, and that's what we've all been searching for, all the club kids, is to, you know, have our own little world.
Heroin was kind of like, it's like we were constantly testing ourselves, and I think that's the whole point of the club kids, was to see how far we can take the fantasy, to take the extreme, to test people, see how bloody or scary or beautiful you could be, you know, and we just didn't think that it would do what it ended up doing, you know. I think we were just, you know, we thought it was crazy because it shocked people.
I was every single day, I was on cocaine and heroin and Ropanol and ketamine and the occasional crack and ecstasy. I remember going grocery shopping with Brooke at the A&P, and I was on a K-hole, and my cart bumped into somebody, and it was somebody I knew from the club, and he gave me a big pump of cocaine. He had a vial of cocaine on him at the A&P, and Brooke came over from the frozen food department, and I was doing a bump of coke and a bump of K at the grocery store, and that, you know, that was a very good example of how it just took over every aspect of my life. It's a weird kind of friendship because we're both so different. Well, on the surface, we're both so different. But there are some amazing similarities between the two of us. We both have somewhat of an addictive personality.
Peter Gatien would have these wild parties, you know, at various hotels around the city where they would consume unimaginable amounts of drugs, you know.
What he would do is sort of book a week or X amount of days as a vacation, you know, no meetings, no nothing, and then he would go off on a drug binge or have fun, and it would not interfere with his job because it was like a vacation.
These Peter Gatien parties, there was more cocaine than I'd ever seen in my life. Just the sloppiest, ickiest people. And Michael would have his sheets over the chairs and stuff, playing fort. And, you know, Michael claimed that Peter would climb into the fort with him. Oh, God.
The last party I went to, Michael, for some reason, all the people had thinned out besides me, Peter, and Michael. And we were eating, or Michael was eating, and he had been up for days doing drugs, and he had done 3 bags of heroin at once.
All I remember is telling everybody in the room how good I felt, that I've never felt, that I've finally reached that point where that you're always trying to get at. You know, that high, that you're always the perfect high, you're not too down, you're not too up, you're just perfect. And I told everybody, I wish everybody felt the way I did right then, and then I fell down.
I'm like, oh shit. And I was like, Peter, I think he's dead, you know.
Well, I guess my heart stopped, and I think tried to give me mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. They called 911, and Peter ran around hiding all the drugs, and
then the ambulance came and took him away. And that was a hard one, you know, because he was dead there for a second.
Any party favors going on this evening?
Yes. Can I talk about them on TV?
Oh, but of course.
Okay, like lots of coke, K, ecstasy, Rohypnol. I don't know, I just like to do a little bit of everything.
Well, make sure you have some for all of us to share.
Okay, I will.
shrooming my ass off, and I'm in a K-hole right now, and so I don't really know what to say.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the King and Queen of Manhattan pageant.
It started out where you had to pay them to show up, $100. Then you had to pay them to show up and give them drinks. Then you had to pay them to show up, give them drinks and a dinner. Then you had to pay them to show up, give them drinks, a dinner, and buy them drugs. They came in expecting a vial of Coke and a vial of K.
Darn, that special guy is kicking in, honey. Our next contestant is the one, the only, genitalia.
As part of that scene, you don't even realize drugs are illegal. You're like, you're just not living in the real world.
I don't even know where I am right now, so.
Nobody thought they were doing anything wrong, I don't think. Just your judgment is blurred, and reality is not, it's not real. I mean, you're just not in reality. So, I don't know.
Drugs have become like drink tickets. You give out a bump or two instead of a drink ticket. They would rather have a bump than a drink ticket.
Freeze, ladies and gentlemen.
What would the first thing you would do as reigning king? Give Michael a raise. Give Michael a raise. Thank you, darling.
Give Michael a raise so he can buy us more drugs, right?
And then it trickles down to the, hi, I'm Joe Blow. Where's my bottle of Coke? And I guess eventually Joe Blow was the DEA agent.
It was pretty tragic once they started investigating Peter, because that meant the end of doing lines on the bar, of, just tossing the drugs in the air and, I was there the night of the big snowstorm, and we did $3,000 or $4,000 worth of drugs when we were all snowed in, of Angel's, and then I remember we had to think of an excuse when Angel came over. How are we going to explain this one? Oh my God. And Michael just sort of, oh Angel, we did all your drugs, and we need some more. The last thing I ever said to Angel was, "What are you doing there? I can't believe you are still there. You are such an idiot. Move away. Get out of that apartment, Angel. What are you doing?" And that was the last time I ever spoke to him.
I had gone over to